Hello, it's Tracy Jackson, also known as the Spiritual Cheerleader, coming to you with your card of the week this week. This week's card comes from the Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. I haven't pulled from this deck in a while and felt called to come back to it. I've been doing a lot of work with the Divine Feminine, and this is a really, really great deck to work with if you are wanting to learn more about kind of that Divine Feminine essence. But let's go ahead and get to the card of the week. So our card this week is Lilith, and as you can see, it says Independence. I love how her artwork almost looks like she's a world in and of herself. That's kind of the essence of this independence card as well. Many times when we hear independence, we kind of think of not having to rely on anybody, not having to do anything, kind of like being our own boss. And to an extent, this card speaks to that. It speaks to, kind of asserting yourself. But the thing that I feel so often we get caught up in with independence is I don't need anyone else. And I think that this card kind of goes against that. For those that don't know, let me give a little bit of background on Lilith. In the Christian context, we typically have not heard about Lilith. She's not mentioned in our Bible, in the canonical Bible at all. The first person that is married to Adam, and the only person that we typically know that is married to Adam, is Eve. But Lilith is said to have been Adam's first wife. Supposedly, she did not want to submit to him. She did not want to, basically be subservient, because the way that the Bible characterizes Eve is that she's his helpmeet. She's the one that is going to support and undergird him. And Lilith just was like, I'm not about to be submitting to anybody. Like, we're equals here, and I'm out, right? And so that's really her story. That's the story that typically we hear, and she was demonized for it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but in True Blood, they had a Lilith, and Lilith was stated as being Adam's wife, and she was said to be like a vampire in that show because of the fact that, again, that's how she was portrayed. She was portrayed as a demon for not conforming, not being subservient. And the thing that I love about this deck is that that's not really her story. Her story is that she wanted to be on equal footing, that she wasn't going to basically kowtow. Like, basically we're together, we're here supporting one another, we're interdependent of one another, not me serving you or you serving me. We're both here on even playground, and I want you to be there. And that's what this independence card really signifies. It signifies the idea that you can do your own thing, that you can be your own person, that you don't have to listen to anyone else tell you who you are. But at the same time, too, that doesn't mean that you do it on your own or you discard people. You learn how to assert your independence while in relationship with others. You learn to find those relationships that are interdependent, such that you do support one another, you do undergird one another. It's not an uneven exchange, it's an even exchange, and both parties benefit from the relationship rather than one. But you don't lose your identity in it. So often, when people get into relationship with other people, that happens. They lose themselves in the other person, so much so that sometimes they stop hanging out with friends. They, kind of change their whole world to be with this other person. And, a lot of times they lose that independent nature that they had when they were single, which said basically, these are things I like to do. I'm going to do them regardless of whether or not my significant other wants to do them or my friends want to do them. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. And that's something that I too have had to learn myself. A lot of my friends, when I first moved out here to Texas, there were a lot of things I wanted to do. I wanted to go see the Nutcracker Ballet. I wanted to go to, Justin Timberlake concert and New Kids on the Block concert. And like, there were people that were just like, my friends were like, yeah, I don't want to go see the Nutcracker. And for the longest time, I never went to see it, right? But then at one point I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. And so I set this intention to go myself. And that is when I found the people that wanted to go. Like, by setting the intention of I'm going to do this no matter what, that's when the people came out of the woodwork that were like, I love the ballet. I'd love to go to the Nutcracker with you, And so I found this whole new group of friends that love to do these other things that I was really interested in. So by asserting that independence, you do end up finding the relationships that you end up cultivating and learning from. You find those like-minded individuals, and that's continued to happen for me right now. With respect to things like Kundalini yoga, I'm like the only person out of the friends that I have that wants to do Kundalini yoga. I went by myself. I asserted my independence. I went by myself. And now I have a group of friends that I have numbers for and talk to who like Kundalini yoga. So when we're, setting up like, hey, are you going to this class? Hey, are you going to this class? Now I have friends that I know when I go to those classes. Whereas before I was just going by myself, kind of scared, but also saying I'm willing to assert my independence here because this is something that really means a lot to me, and I'm not going to give it up just to fit in with someone else or to make someone else happy. So that's the essence of the card this week, is to really assert the independence, but use it as a tool to connect you with other people, and don't be so independent that you end up necessarily pushing people away, but just realize that each relationship can be different. You could have that relationship with your significant other, but you could also still enjoy the interests that you've always enjoyed, or cultivate new interests outside of that relationship, and it doesn't diminish that relationship that you have with your significant other or your friends, but it enhances it, because basically you get your happiness not just from this core group. You get your happiness from so many other things, and from bringing joy to yourself. That's really what it's about, bringing joy to yourself. So I hope that helps you guys this week. I hope that you enjoyed the message. Please let me know. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you resonated with the message here. Leave me a comment, subscribe, so that you can get these videos in your inbox each week. And I will talk to you next week. Have a great one. Love you guys. Bye.